Okay, guys, we are live and it's been a while. We're going back. We're going 80s, 70s, 80s style. My 70s curtains behind me. We're going back, Jack. We're going back to the beginning when we used to go live about 5 years ago. The Starsky and Hutch trick are back. It is Jack from the
How
Anfield
are
Road
we,
TV,
lads?
of course.
Yeah,
Absolute legend in the house. Scousers in the house. Jackie boy, how are you?
not too bad, mate. I was going to say, like, we've had worse backgrounds back. If we look back on our videos over the years, especially me.
You like a
Um,
green screen,
yeah.
a
Oh, God.
brown screen, a
Yeah,
brown screen.
yeah. Trendsetter, lad. Hope you're well, mate. Massive thank you for having me on.
Yeah,
And,
no, look, I
yeah.
just have to get back into it, Jack. You know the trick. I had a
Mm,
few things happening, and I'm not out of what situation I'm
mm,
in yet, but it's getting
yeah,
better. It will get better. There'll be a lot more lives, a
yeah.
lot more interviews, a lot more crack. Jack, of course, has always been there from day one. And
Always,
it's
man.
good to be back. And of course, the Reds are top of the league. I mean, how could you not come back when the Reds are top of the league? And Jack, we're not even, to be honest, we're not at top level yet. We haven't even got
Oh.
out of second gear.
Yeah, it's just amazing, mate, isn't it? Obviously, when we were doing our shows a couple of years ago, when we've went through every evolution of Jurgen Klopp since he come in. I
Yeah.
think it's obviously when Jurgen took over. I think that's when a couple of years, was it the year before or whatever, when Jurgen took over, we started our YouTube. So it has been, what is it, 7, 8 years now? It's time flies when you're having fun anyway, and I can't wait. We'll get to the game at the weekend anyway, but it's as me and you've said over the years, mate, just enjoy every second. I know every Liverpool fan does. It's a magical journey and a journey that hopefully will not end for another 10 years or whatnot. But yeah, the football we have been playing, mate, obviously I haven't spoken to you in terms of a post-match, mate, but it's absolutely amazing, mate. Like, the most important thing is, yes, we're not, as you alluded to, not playing on our peak
No.
levels, but that's where there's going to be, of course, room for improvement when you get to January, February. That's when proper title winners or when winners do really kick on. Big up there, Mark. Big up Chas as
Mark
well.
Forrest and Pool Q is in the house. How are you? Hope you're well, guys. Hit the like, hit the share, show some love to Jack as well. Anfield Road TV link will be down in the script. You don't know who Jack is, of course. You know all the boys are. All the boys are back in town. The Reds are on top. The dream continues. There's Doug from Dugout
Big
Football
up,
Channel, of
Doug.
course. Congrats to Doug. I'm sure Doug is getting a lot of sleepless nights with the new
Yeah.
Babog as well. So, that's all good, of course. And happy Christmas to everybody, Jack. Happy
Aye.
Christmas.
Happy
Top of the
Kimbo.
tree.
Aye.
I'm dreaming of a red Christmas. The new album's coming out soon. But I mean, tonight there was a test event at Anfield, of course, the new Anfield Road stand. It looks like it might, get the cert signed off tonight. You could have nearly 57,000. First time in over 50 or 60 years you'd have that crowd at Anfield for the big one, of course, against United on Sunday. But before the big one against United on Sunday, I'd mix it up for Thursday. I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time in it. I'd play a lot of youngsters. We've won the group. Why would you risk anybody with a big game on Thursday? Like, why would you risk it going to Belgium? I'd mix it up totally. The likes of Connor Bradley, Chambers, the young lads that need games, a great away European night for them, a sprinkling of dust, maybe players, but certainly the spine shouldn't even travel on Thursday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Massively agree there, mate. I think we were caught a couple of years ago when Jota was obviously playing in one of these games, obviously a nothing game, really. And we go to show our own integral the part of the player did have in the running as well. Jota getting out for a couple of months back then, a couple of years ago. But yeah, it's important, mate. We do play a lot of the youth. We need to. It helps in terms of their development, in terms of when they're playing for Liverpool Football Club. A lot of responsibility. I think you might potentially see Curtis Jones captain in the squad or whatnot. And you will see a lot of the young lads. And that's what that will mean, even if you play for Liverpool for not a long time, but another 10, 20 years down the line for a lot of those young players, it's going to be a moment that they do cherish. But the thing is with Liverpool now, and Jazz, it's Liverpool have got a lot of very talented youngsters. Kwanzaa, and to name a lad that's come through, being at the football club since 5 years old as well.
Yeah.
So, and now he's one of the main senior figures in the squad.
Yeah.
So there will be good luck telling Salah you're not going to be playing, but wouldn't surprise me if Salah plays because he's wanting to break as many records.
I don't want
as possible.
Salah playing. I don't even want him on the plane. Never mind playing. I don't want him even playing. No, look, I mean, it's in Belgium. It's not far away and stuff like that. But I mean, as Doug alluded to. Do you remember the FC Mjällinen games?
Yeah,
Mjällinen game where Jota came on, and it was a no-hoper game. It was a five-a-side, and he gets bleeding injured, and he was rocking and rolling before he came into that. I wouldn't have to spine. I'd have Kelleher in goal. I might even play Luca in goal. I would, even go further down. I don't know what I'd do. He probably will play Kelleher though. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. Why would you risk it? I mean, it doesn't really mean anything other than you get a few quid if you win and that type of thing. But the job's done. We've won the group. We can relax till March. He will play 4 or 5 senior players, but they won't be spine players. They won't be Allison. They won't be Van Dijk. They won't even be Kanate. He's injury prone. With Manutd injury, why would you risk it, Jack? There's no chance.
It's probably one of potential when you do look at the squad as well. Jürgen might potentially play into the fact that some players do need rhythm as well. Big up there, Eamons. Hope you're well, matey. Thanks for tuning in. Like, some players do need rhythm. I think even Curtis Jones playing. Obviously, he's been in and out in the last couple of weeks, obviously due to injury and suspension and all that this season. But yeah, some players do require rhythm. I think we've seen over the last couple of years certain players, i.e. Jota, and when he's back to full fitness, he's a player that massively is dependent on a bit of rhythm, bit of consistent form, bit of team selection as well. So it's going to be one of them. But I'm looking forward to the game of the weekend, mate. I think you touched on the new, obviously, Annie Road expansion, 7,000. A lot of tickets are corporate as well. So Pro Cocktail Brigade will be out in full swing. But it's money for the football club. We know how important it is. But yeah,
it's what it's all about, Jack, unfortunately.
That's how you make the money. That's how we managed to pay for transfers and all that. But what is impacted is the overall atmosphere at Anfield as well. But it's down to the football club. It's not down to the supporters that do turn up on week-to-week basis. They pay the big money. They sing. Some of them do sing their hearts out. But I'd like to see a bit more with the 7,000.
Yeah, I've heard about
better atmosphere, really, in all honesty.
I mean, it's not quite Man City when you heard Guardiola giving out about the fans that turn up, or the fans that are there, and there's no bloody noise. But I mean, when you look back to the summer, Jack, I mean, I look, my thing, and I've done videos well back in the summer, and even when we signed McAllister and Gravenberch and all these players, I still didn't think, like the 11th of December, that we would be top. It wasn't in my mind. It was more fight top 4, get into the top 4, even take 4th place, take your hand off, maybe a good cup run, Europa League or whatever. But to be in the quarterfinals of the League Cup, and West Ham at home, West Ham are going through a bit of a rough patch. That won't be an easy game, of course, but it's at Anfield, so very good chance to win that. Very, very good chance to win that. Europa League, park it, finals in Dublin, of course. That'd be amazing if we can do that. But that's forgetting about for a while. The FA Cup game would be tough. It's Arsenal, of course, in January. That'd be away. I was hoping it'd be an easier game than that. But top of the league, Premier League form, home form is immaculate. Away form is still a bit sketchy. Now, there was the Luton, there were certain games. We could throw the Spurs game under the bus because, I mean, that was just an absolute farce. And it's the only game we've lost. We're the only team to lose one game. Every other team has lost at least 1 or 2 or more. So, I mean, what do you think? I mean, the midfield, McAllister looks like a major doubt anyway for the Sunday game. I don't think he'd be risked, especially with Arsenal coming straight after it as well and West Ham. Why would you risk it? You know what I mean? Any niggle. So many games during Christmas. But, I mean, we're in a good place. We should be confident for the weekend. I mean, we're confident against United at Anfield anyway, because the last few years they've been fucking shit.
Yeah, the 30 years of absolute anguish, really, for most Liverpool fans. Any chance, especially when we are good, we've got to absolutely 10-0 them, 8-0 them, whatever, nil them.
30, what is it, 36-3 or some ridiculous goal difference at Anfield the last 6-7 games? Some ridiculous goal,
And long may it continue, mate, because they rubbed our noses in it for a long enough period. So, and Bruno getting sent off, getting suspended.
That's probably good news for them because he's a passenger in most of the big games anyway. You know what I mean?
They've been playing with 9 men or 7 men most of the season, the last couple of years. The squad's absolutely shocking. And this is coming from my experience of watching Liverpool under Roy and seeing that absolute dross. We've had some bad teams, but them, like as a football club, they keep on. The one thing that the fans do moan about is, oh, we don't spend enough money or whatnot. But the main thing is the one when they eventually do get it right, and it is always going to be the case, it's that manager. Luckily enough and fortunate enough for the rest of the Premier League, rest of Europe, that there's not many Sir Alex Fergusons, there's not many Jurgen Klopps on the market as well. So when they chop and change, they're never going to get back up to those standards, in all honesty, until they do discover.
I don't think they'll ever get back to that.
Yeah.
That was nearly a one. That was like, you know, you could mention Shankly, you could mention Paisley, and you can mention Jurgen Klopp. But I mean, it's hard. Consistency, you need luck, you need the right, you know, everything has to work right for you. Now, football's cyclical, they will come back because they've got the money and fan base. They'll eventually come back. Whether they come back to a Ferguson level again, I don't think so, Jack. I just think there's too many teams up there now with money. The likes of Newcastle are going to have money. Spurs are getting better, sort of. Villa, Villa, Unai Emery, Arsenal, Liverpool, City, you know.
So even when, as you said there, mate, even when they do get it right, it's still going to take probably a 5-6 year period. Took Ferguson extremely close to be getting sacked. Obviously, winning that cup took him 5 years to win a trophy or whatnot. So, well, it's long may continue, mate. I hope we absolutely batter them. I hope Anfield's absolutely.
To be honest, Jack, I'd take any win. I mean, even 1-0, just beat them. You know, they've 7 league losses already.
Yeah, like some of the football they've played, mate, has been appalling. Like, you look at Martial, mate, like, he is... Like, I don't even know what he does on
He's just taking his check. He's taking his money at the end of the week. That's all he's doing.
And he's on, like, what, 100K or what? Long may continue. Long may these bang average footballers...
He needs a move. He needs a move. He needs out of there. There's something else going on in the background there. I mean, you know what happened with Sancho, and there's some toxic something going on in training or players backstabbing. And when that happens, Jack, it's only a matter of time before the manager's gone.
It's one thing playing bad, but yeah, as you said, mate, that's what happens when you get an elite manager, mate. As we know with Jurgen Klopp, he has no nonsense. We had it with Saka. We've had certain players in recent times at the football club that really haven't truly bought into the football club, and it's only took 6 months took them getting them sold. And if you don't buy in, that's what you've got to do as a manager, regardless of whoever your manager is. You've got to have 11 players. You've got to have 25, 30-man squads that players that want to die for your football club. And fortunate enough for Liverpool, we've been very fortunate with Jurgen, but even still, we've a lot of the players that we've had, players that we haven't had or whatnot, players that have turned up. The squad that we've got now is very capable. It's a youthful squad. So Bosley and McAllister all coming in, that they're buying in, not just to the manager, but they're buying into the ethos of the football club as well. And when you're having a bad time, like Núñez is in certain elements in certain games, in front of goal, banging in goals, he's creating well, he's doing everything well. But as we all know, me, you, Dave, and everyone as a Liverpool fan, if we see a player going through a bad spell or management or whatnot, then we get behind them, especially the management. Obviously, Jurgen had a tricky spell last year. We knew he'd get the stuff sorted. We knew it. It was just a case that he didn't, frankly, have the midfield that was good enough. And now we have, which is fantastic.
Ravi's in the house. But as I say, look, Jack, the other thing as well, which is huge, you see, it's the impact from the subs off the bench. And we have a decent bench. And considering we've players out injured, the likes of Jota, Thiago long-term, Robertson, you know, Matup's out now with a bad end. Young Stefan Biasetic, everybody's forgot all about him.
Robbo.
Like, those players, Robertson, but all these players still to come back in. Maybe, I don't know how much the chance of someone coming in January or not, but it'd be nice I think it'd be nice just to throw a little catalyst in there in January in the right, maybe a centre half, maybe a right back, maybe even an attacker. I don't know what they're going to do. But we brought in Hakpo last summer, remember, or last January, out of the blue. Something like that's always good. Hit the like, hit the share, show us you care, says Ravi. You're right, baby.
Yeah, it's one of them, Dave. And I know Jurgen's always, and rightly so, because some of the press conferences, the questions he gets asked are a bit silly. But the JNOs are doing their job. Like when they're asking about transfers as well, they're there for their companies. They need to ask these questions. And of course, you're not always going to get a polite answer from Jurgen Klopp. He's a modern day Premier League manager, and that's what's part of journalists. You've got to ask those questions that managers don't like. You can't be just there to ask the bog standard questions. You've got to get a bit prickly, really, with them. There will be signings for the football club, mate. I'm 100% sure on that. It's not that I know nothing or whatnot, but in Liverpool or what, like just typical Liverpool fan of us, if we are 5 points clear of Manchester City or Arsenal, Liverpool, it's not just, yes, we might be playing well, but we've been here before. We've been here on far too many occasions when Liverpool have been top of the league come January, and we've not really solidified our position in the league. And whether that be, as we know, last couple of years we've needed midfielders. We got Melo, who didn't really suffice really. He didn't didn't really quench the thirst of the quality that we
the legend continues.
Needed. Yeah, but I think if we are 5-10 points clear at January, mate, we will go out there and buy. It's one thing Klopp says that it's to save face really for the press. If he was out publicly going to say, "Yeah, I'm going to be signing an £80 million player," here's your name. It gets rid of the surprise and elements, but it would be a signal of intent, not from just Jurgen Klopp or from Liverpool Football Club. If we do strengthen already on the quality that we have already got, then by Lord, it would put us in an even bigger position, not just in the Premier League, but in terms of Europe as well. Not just for this season, but in the years to come.
Ravi's asking a question there about Núñez. I mean, Núñez is an enigma. I mean, that when he came on against Newcastle earlier in the season and basically won us the game with those 2 world-class finishes, and then you see him miss the odd chance where you really think he should score, and that's where you say, now he is still young. He's still learning all this. He had a language barrier. We know that his English is getting better. You know, that was a big thing. The language was a big thing. But there's loads of learning in him. I just think he's chaotic. You don't know what he's going to do. Remember, he scored 2 lovely headers. Was it 2 headers against United in 7-0 last season? I'd be playing him against United just for that bleeding chaoticness total. You don't know what he's going to do. You don't know. I'd be playing him, Núñez and Salah against, Salah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Salah now in a minute. We'll give him a bit of appreciation. But, I mean, Núñez, I like him, Jack. I still think, he has to get better in certain areas. Number one, finishing. That's what strikers need to do. You know what I mean? But I think he'd be okay. I think if your question is right here, I think he'd be okay. Do you think that Diaz work together up front for us?
It's one of them, Ravi, in all honesty, mate. We know the combination play. What Liverpool, as we know, have got very different attacking players. Lucho's completely different to Gakpo. Jota, Núñez, very completely different. Obviously, we know Jota, probably Liverpool's most clinical finisher in the squad, in between the 6-yard box. So there's going to be games, as we've already seen, 15 games, 16 games into the league season, Ravi, as we know, that there will be different combinations needed to break down the defence. Like the Fulham game, it was down to our midfielders. Yes, we scored 4 worldies, but it was up to those midfielders, not just the attackers, to really chip in with the goals. So the season's long. We've been here before. Every Liverpool fan, season after season, even go back to the 90s, early 2000s as well. You need the title-winning side. You do need a variety. I always go back to that Manchester United, great Manchester United attacking force, when you had Tevez, Ronaldo, Rooney, Berbatov. Like, that is frightening, in all honesty. But that was what was required. City,
but they had a good solid base. You do need a solid base, Jack.
Oh, we've got one of the best bases in Europe.
With Liverpool is we're a little leaky. I know you look at the stats and the stats don't lie, but at times we attack a lot. We will give you chances. Even United, how shite they are, they've a decent going forward type. Defensively they're leaky.
But so are that. You could say the same about Arsenal and Man City, though, mate. Like, it's not fair enough if City had that Chelsea Mourinho back line, like where they conceded less than 20 goals in a season, mate. But we've all watched City. I don't know if you watched the Luton game, mate. That game against Luton, yes, Liverpool got a point against Luton and City won this weekend. But you're telling me that City is struggling this year. And that is why Pep Guardiola, any drop in form, that Villa game, shout out to Villa as well, by the way.
Yeah, unbelievable, Villa.
I had them finishing top 4 this season, at the beginning of the year. You can go back and watch my videos. I think they will get top 4. But yeah, the game against Villa, the games they've lost as well. But Liverpool's got to focus on ourselves, mate. I do get where we have been leaky, but the one good, great positive from this season, Dave, as we spoke over the years. Remember doing a pre-season build-up show when the expectations, was it last year or the year before? I said if Virgil van Dijk gets back to his full form, and he has this season, Liverpool have got every chance, and that's not even adding on to the fact that we've got the quality within the squad, even Salah and the boys up top, boys in midfield now. But Virgil van Dijk, he has took that captaincy, and I'm hoping this season we do see even bigger levels than the season which he did finish second in the Ballon d'Or. So, yeah, Virgil van Dijk at the home, captain this side. We've got every hope of winning any.
And I mean, he was starting to get Matip was even starting to come back into himself after a dodgy season last season, and he got that bloody injury.
Yeah,
and who knows? It was a very, very, very bad injury. I mean, let's hope he even gets back to play a few games for Liverpool, or maybe even signs a contract next summer. But the thing for me is we have to mention him, Mohamed, the King of Egypt, 150 Premier League goals at the weekend, 200 in all, crazy stats. Record-breaking stuff.
He's there. I love him. I love him, mate. How many years have we been doing YouTube, mate? It seemed like, the first season when we were doing our shows, we were like, we've got a little special player here. And then it's just year after year, like, he's massively underrated outside of Liverpool. Even Premier League fans, I still see people making their all-time Premier League sides, and they haven't got Mo down the right wing or right winger or whatever. It's absolutely
It's because they think he's a bloody striker.
Yeah.
And even if he was a striker, it'd be great stats. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
even if he was a striker.
Yeah, they go, he's not an out-and-out right mid. I was like, mate, he's a striker, inside right winger, whatever you want to call him. He is amazing in every facet. And I think in terms of his creative side of his game, he's got even better anyway.
I mean, all plaudits to Mo. I mean, the spine has been brilliant. Of course, Jack will be back there in a second. Yeah, Alisson in goal, world class. Van Dijk coming back to his best. Midfield, Salah up front. So you've got that spine in midfield. Okay, Szoboszlai started on, but he's just tired a little, one or two games. But what a signing he's been. McAllister's injured. Let's hope he's okay for the weekend, if not for next weekend against Arsenal. Gravenberch, I think, is an absolute steal. I think that guy is going to be
£100 million player.
Levels. Him and Hakpo. Hakpo, you just see both Dutch seamlessly fit in as if they've been there forever. Even Diaz is starting to come back as well. Jota's a big loss. Jota's a loss, Jack. Jota's the type of player to come on 2025, makes that difference for you. The fox in the box, you know what I mean? If I Jota on the bench for the United game, I mean, it's an extra 10%. I look at Elliott. Look at Harvey Elliott coming on the weekend. The bench won it. Gomez comes on, starts taking control, and then Elliott comes on and gets the goal. It's the bench. It's the bench.
Yeah, the bench and even just the management from Jurgen Klopp, mate, this season. I think me and you done shows last year, and I think a lot of Liverpool fans, when we were speaking with our mates and in the pub or whatnot, we were saying, like, even not that I was questioning Klopp, but there were certain decisions that Klopp was making last year in terms of the sideline, even before we went on that great run in the back of the year. I'm going, substitutions. And as you said, Dave, we didn't have those options last season. We were so reliant on playing that dross in midfield. We love the lads that played, and they've been at the club for a couple of, and they've been legends. They are legends, but they have to be moved on. And we know their names, and they have done. But McAllister, Szoboszlai, even Endo to a certain point in recent weeks.
What's your take on Endo? I haven't really talked to you about Wataru Endo. Japanese captain. I mean,
I love him.
What's your thought? Is good, bad, indifferent, can get better? I think it's a good. I think he's a good addition to the squad, Jack. I think there's a lot more to him than just the six.
Yeah, I love him, mate. His attitude. It's because we've done social media for a very long time, Dave. He's not your sexy £100 million player, is he? He's a workhorse of him in the midfield there. That exactly what Liverpool needed. Look at that midfield last year. It couldn't be arse running, in all honesty. And we know the players that could. Well, not that they couldn't be arse.
That goal he got against Fulham.
Yeah, it was
a beautiful goal. And the header he got in Europa. Remember the header he got?
Yeah, he's got like three goals already this season. Yeah. You need that attitude to come off the bench, and even in the squad as well, Dave. We mentioned the off the field presence of like the likes of Milner, Henderson, and all that. What they done off the field, not really getting to get drawn into the on the field qualities those players, but you need characters within your changing room, and we're very fortunate, as we know. we've got so many national captains in this squad. But Endo, obviously Japanese captain as well, and he has got qualities. Like that, and even when I done my shows in the window, I was like, oh, we're gutted to miss out on Saicedo. Not really now. If you look at how bad Saicedo's playing for Chelsea, right?
Him and Lavia,
Yeah.
Casado and Lavia. I can't look, Jack. We were gutted when we did when that big 100 million thing we had him. I think I did 3 videos.
I done it. Yeah, we've done about 4 videos a day.
And to be honest, it might have worked out for him at Liverpool.
Yeah,
but it was about the money and he switched. So we forget about Casado. Look at Chelsea mid-table. Him and Lavia as well. Lavia was even worse, to be fair.
Yeah, well, the Ev could be above Chelsea if they didn't get their points deduction.
That
says a lot about their football club. But yeah, Endo, mate, he does the job and he will continue to do the job, mate. He's only 30 years old, but I think you look at Stuttgart, the way they're playing already in the Bundesliga, I think they're third. So he's coming from a crop of players, a team that has got those standards, high expectations. And I think there was a video going around a couple of months ago where he was on his little break from Liverpool and then he went back to Stuttgart and he got a proper reception. He said bye to his ex-teammates and very highly regarded in the changing room. And I know already he's been at the football club only a couple of months. He's very already highly regarded within Liverpool's changing room because it's that attitude you allude to. Elliot's impact, Dave. Obviously, that Fulham game was integral, really. Come on, scored that absolute worldie as well. So, yeah, I made up, mate. I love him.
Stephen Richards is saying Liverpool to win against United. Egghead to get sacked. Scrambled eggs against Egghead. Ten Hag. Let's hope. Well, if it's another 7-0 or something like that, he probably would get sacked. But I mean, I don't know. It's just a crazy. I mean, United. Look, they've no draws. United have what is he? Lost 7 and 1. Lost 7 and 1. What is it? Lost 7 and 1 9 or something like that.
Yeah, 1-9, lost 7. Yeah,
lost 7, 1-9, no draws. I mean, they're just
the maddest stat is Manchester United. I think I've seen it this week, which was blew my mind. Man United have now lost as many home games under all these managers that they've had post Fergie than Fergie did in 27, whatever.
Oh yeah, well, United's home form used to be unreal,
ridiculous. Well, that just goes to show how good Fergie was, how much he paid off the nets as well, and all that. But it is what it is. It's a joke, by the way. If there's any Man United fans watching.
No, but I mean, look, Liverpool's home form is brilliant. I've said it before. Home form is Champions League. Away performances were Championship. A bit better this season, but still, Jack. I mean, there was times in that Palace game we just weren't at it, and I mean, they could have went 2-0 up. It's a different game if you go 2-0 up. A lot of players didn't turn up and needed a bit of luck. Am I getting sent off? Salah, okay, a bit of a deflection. I think it would have been a penalty anyway. I think Jones was taken over. I think the referee, if you see the video, the ref's pointing to a penalty, and then he takes the whistle away. So it would have been a penalty anyway. And then Harvey comes on and gets the win. To away from home in the Premier League is not, no matter who you're playing. Palace is a tricky one, as always. It was never going to be easy. But the only good thing I would take out of that is we're not even playing well and we're still top of the league. We will play better. We will play better.
And that's the thing, mate. I wasn't around for the 70s and 80s, but I'm pretty sure when Liverpool were collecting every trophy in sight for that period.
I was around.
Yeah, like Dave.
I was around.
We probably didn't play amazing in all those games, mate, but we found a way to win. That's what great football clubs do. You win ugly, to say the least. Even if it's 21-0 wins this season, you win. You get 3 points. It's the most important thing.
I'm not giving out. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
We're not at our A level. We're probably not even at our B level in certain games. We're probably C level.
And that's what should be scary to the rest of the Premier League, mate. Like, all the rival fans as well should be absolutely quaking in the boots. Because in all honesty, when Liverpool actually start clicking into gear and McAllister and Szoboszlai and we get all of our players, even Robbo coming back, I think it's going to be a massive point. Yeah, when we're in full swing, we will literally go 20 points clear. And I'll tell you that now. If we can get everyone back in full fitness, and it's that mentality as well, mate. How many games have we watched under Jurgen Klopp? Like mentality monsters and all that, but the statistics are all out there to see as crystal clear as day. The amount of goals, it's not nice for us to watch as a game, to go behind, but it's that mentality. It's that continuous momentum. It's not just rival fans, but it's what it does to opposition teams as well. Like teams might go 1 or 2-0 up, but my favourite game this season was that Newcastle game.
Oh,
Going down to 10 men and you got Darwin Núñez, and that just goes to show when Núñez is playing well and went in front of goal, banging the goals in, he's got that lethal edge to his game.
yeah.
And if Núñez can actually start banging in even half of the chances he is missing, then, and even the other lads as well, then we'll be sound. We'll be absolutely sound.
Yeah. But I mean, like as I say, Thursday night Europa, we've won that. I'd be literally, I'm saying B team, your basic, your preseason B team for that game, whatever. Get the lads, the young lads, a lot of football and let them get in there. No problem. I'm not too worried about that game at all. It's all eyes on Sunday. It's all eyes on Anfield. It's all eyes on the big one, Liverpool United. That's the one we could really put another nail in number 8 nail in United's coffin, because they've already lost 7 bloody times. This could be the magnificent 8. Eamon Kelly, yeah, look, we could be doing better, but if someone would have told me you'll be top on the 11th of December talking to Jack on the Monday night, you would have took it. You would have took it, Jack.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Obviously, Eamon watched my shows. You have, Dave, or anyone that has been watching me in recent weeks. I think it was one of the games. If it was the Luton game, I was absolutely furious at Núñez. I think all of us were, and even he will be kicking himself. I'm pretty sure Jürgen would have absolutely gone ballistic.
The Luton game, he could have had a hat trick.
And that's where games like the Luton, but the games that will come this season, we will. It's inevitable. We will lose games. We'll draw games as well. But it's how he reacts then as well. The most important thing is that he's creating. If he's continuing to create for players around him as well. But it's what Salah does. Salah, when he doesn't have the most amazing game, he's getting marked by about 3 players. So then it's up to the other lads in midfield and the attack and forward line to then create that space that Salah is creating already. Salah doesn't really have to do much. Just teams double-man press him and 3-man mark him as well. There's so much more space in and around the pitch. But yeah, big up Steve. Believe as well, Reds.
The LSE, look. I think we're ahead of ourselves, Jack. I wasn't expecting us to be in this position right now. As I told you already. We've got to embrace it. Okay, we need. It is injuries. You could get an injury again to another key player, and all things go haywire. But we've got to manage the players. That's where the squad comes in, and that's why, like Robertson, Matip now out injured, Stefan Bjasic, Thiago, McAllister with a niggle. He probably will miss the weekend. Need to get these players back and maybe even bring one in January. I think if we brought the right player in January for whatever position needed to be filled, I think we've a really good chance of winning that league.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And that's, as I said before, like, other teams should be scared. And if they're not, then even rival fans be scared. And even if we do miss out on the league, mate, this squad is extremely young. The age profile, and that's what's extremely good, mate. We've got title winners already in Liverpool squad. It's not like a case where we were waiting for 30 years to get that momentum and get that quality in the squad as well. But it's we know 50, 70, everyone going the ground, even everyone supporting around the world. If you're in the pubs or your mates.
61 then in January. If it passed the test tonight, which I say it will, Jack, to be fair.
Yeah, it should do.
The test at Anfield, at the Anfield Road end tonight was the live test. I'm sure it'll pass. It'll be nearly 57,000 for United. Screaming Liverpool fans for Sunday. Super Sunday.
I'm hoping it brings the old Anfield atmosphere.
Well,
yeah, I was just saying, I'm hoping that the added capacity just brings that Anfield atmosphere back, and not just on European nights. Because that will help us win the league, mate. I remember being in the ground for that Salah screaming against Chelsea.
The bullet, the rocket.
Yeah.
The rocket, the 2-0. The rocket.
I've been very fortunate to go to a lot of European nights. But Anfield in the Premier League, it's easier when you're playing a big team. And we know it's not.
What do you think is the problem, Jack? Damages. What is it?
It's that, but it's down to the club's responsibility. You've got, it used to be the cop. The cop used to, but there's been games, I'm pretty sure when you've gone or anyone's gone to games where you've got different sections of the ground singing out of tune, singing in or whatnot. It's not about the quality of singing; it's about the rhythm as well. But I think it is down to the club. The club needs to do something. Whether you bring in a drum I'm not saying bring in loads of drums, but just bring in a
for
drum,
rhythm,
just
and
a rhythm as
and
well.
yeah.
They do it in German football, and they do it extremely well. It's just, and I get, if there's 80-year-old Liverpool diehard fans that have been going the game for 50, 60 years, like, they deserve to be there. They've passed that season ticket down generations as well. But the club knows exactly who wants to sing. Like, they should just stick everyone in the Anfield stand, like the cop end that want to sing, and then. But at this moment in time, round Anfield, there's so many different pockets within the ground. If you want to sing, then sound. If you don't, then sound. But don't be then looking at the other fans round you that are wanting to chip in and sing and have a good time and all that. Don't look at them like they've got 3 heads, mate. Like, because that has happened. It's like, just go ahead. Like, even if you're a young fan or an old fan as well, just enjoy the ground. And if you don't want to sing, then sound. But I think it's a massive aspect. And if we can get that Anfield atmosphere, not just for European games, but for Anfield, then.
Well, I mean, we know about the 12th man and all that. We all know about that. I mean, that's how we. Well, I'm saying how we won the league back in 2020, but it was one of the reasons that the crowd was ridiculous, And the season before that, we won the European Cup in 2019, so there was sort of a momentum, and and even the year before last when we almost won a bloody quadruple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as you said, I mean, the team have got to be playing. It's an exciting football. It's the press has to be right, and to be honest, they've been fairly spoiled at Anfield, so there's no real excuses. You know what I mean? Because we've won most of our games at Anfield, so.
Yeah, it is that thing, mate, though, innit? You alluded to it there, spot on. The team does have to perform, and when opposition teams do park the bus at Anfield, get to 20, 30 minutes, do what Fulham were doing, suck the Anfield atmosphere out straight away. But even when an opposition team does score, I know it's difficult and you're frustrated, but sod it, get behind them even more, sing even louder if you need be. It shouldn't be just reliant on the players as well to just, if they're playing well. And it shouldn't just be Anfield, you never walk alone, and then Anfield goes quiet for 10 minutes, and then we have the occasional, I'm so glad Jürgen is a red. It should be continuously going.
He's not mad about that song.
Well, and I get where he's coming from.
I've seen him in a few interviews saying he's more interested in the team rather than Jürgen. You know that type of way?
And he's right, though, mate. Like, he is 100% right. I do get people's frustration of, Jürgen can't be telling everyone what to sing and all that if people want to. No, get the players sing about Jürgen at the end of the game and before the game, but not in the game. The players need, whether that's a Buzz Live, you sing his song or whatnot, the players need our 110%. It doesn't matter if you're in the ground, in the pubs, or around the world. These players, it's not a myth for any of these rival fans going, the Anfield atmosphere. We've got legendary managers within the last 50 years speaking about the Anfield atmosphere. It's no myth. But when Anfield is rocking, it can be one of the most difficult grounds in the whole of world football. And even when a Liverpool team isn't playing well.
I mean, sure, Barcelona will tell you when that 4-0, the famous 4-0 back in 2019, won't they?
Yeah, and even if there is a game this season where Liverpool are behind with 10 minutes to go at Anfield, because pretty sure there's still quality teams to come to Anfield. But if we can win all of our games at Anfield, then it would put us absolutely flying in the league.
So, I mean, it's a big week. I mean, it's a big few weeks. Christmas in 2 weeks today, actually, Jack. So happy Christmas to everybody. Let's hope you have a great new year and the Reds can win a few trophies next season. Well, this season, next year. But I mean, we're not going to stay on too long. It's first real live and we're nearly 40 minutes in. Myself and Jack from Anfield Road TV. Hit the like, hit the share. Give Jack some love and give him a sub. A lot more live shows to come. But Thursday, play the kids. A lot of experience. Of course, we want to win. It's Liverpool. We want to win Scrabble. I want to play Snap. We want to win Snap. We want to win Bleed Monopoly. Whatever game we're playing, we want to win. But the main thing is not to risk any senior spine players, because the big one, I know people might say it's the big one, but for me, and I'm sure Jack, and all Liverpool fans, it's Liverpool United. That's the game you want to win. That's the game you want to put another hammer into the coffin. That's what you want to do. And I think if Liverpool turn up, the right players in, right frame of mind, and Anfield is rocking, of course, with the extra few thousand fans after tonight, I think we will be good enough to win, because it will be absolutely electric. So what do you think, Jackie? Another minute or two and we'll rock and roll. Have you much coming up this week on your channel?
I should be live this evening, mate. If you're free for 5-10 minutes, you're welcome to come on, mate. I think I'm just going to be having my tea. Should be live about quarter past 10.
Give us a shout, yeah. I'll come on for about 10, 15, yeah.
Yeah, quarter past 10, live on the channel, mate. But yeah, it's looking forward to it, Reds. Enjoy it, boys and girls, whatever happens this season. Just enjoy the ride. Like, Christ, we could be we played Woy a couple of days ago.
Oh,
you know
how
gloss that football was. So
the L man.
Yeah, and even I'll just say, like, I was in like one of the group chats I'm in, like with the lads, and the lads know who I'm talking about anyway. We've all got that occasional negative mate, haven't we? And we get frustrated when Anfield Road TV, see, mate.
Anfield Road TV, baby.
On all socials,
down in the description.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, YouTube, and all that. But we're all in sometimes those group chats where the naysayers do chip in. We got it when we were playing Palace, and we will get it in a couple of weeks or months in one of our group chats. But just keep on, I'd say, just keep on believing. And even in our difficult moments this season, these lads will give our all for this football club and Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
So there will be bumps along the road, but it's going to even make us even stronger. The side's very youthful, especially if we win a league title this season with such a youthful squad.
Before we go, Jack, I know it's early and the match isn't until Sunday, but Barry Sweeney is an answer here. Should Endo start on Sunday against United? I mean, obviously, you'd have Curtis Jones vying for that. You'd have McAllister looks, well, he's not 100% out, but I think there's going to be a stretch from the start. What would your midfield three be against United if McAllister doesn't make it?
I'd go with Endo, Harvey, and Szoboszlai, really. I think Elliott's very warranted. But I'd say even Endo, I get where the fan base is not 100% sold on Endo because he's not a £100 million player. And when I done my shows, I was like, just a bit disappointed. But what you will get, Endo gets into Manchester United starting 11 straight away.
Or he get into Manchester United starting 11.
However controversial that might seem to United fans, but he does. He's better than what they've already currently got. I know people might mention Casemiro, but when he's not getting sent off and I
think he's back in training, your man Casemiro.
Oh yeah, hopefully he plays because we'll absolutely run rings around him anyway. But it's one of them, mate. I think Endo. People were criticising Endo last week, but it wasn't. What game was it? Was the Sheffield game? Was the Sheffield or the Fulham game or whatever? Whatever game it was.
Henry's in. Hi, Henry. Hopefully you were well, my friend.
Big up, Henry. But yeah,
you are well.
I think it was the Sheffield game where people criticised Endo, but there was other players. I think certain games where there's Szoboszlai is not being playing as 100%, but it's almost that Endo's the new Ginny. He's the new someone within the squad that people just love to just moan about and blame a result on. Like, at the end of the day, yes, players can have poor performances and all that, but again, it's down to the whole team collective and the whole squad. If we can see goals, it's not just down to the defence, it's down to the attacking force and the midfield as well, pressing. So it's just the new Gini Wijnaldum really for certain people. Yes, and I've criticised Endo's performance in recent weeks, but come on, Christ, it's the whole team collective for me.
We don't. Yeah, I see this question or thing from Henry here. I'm very low. I'm getting a lot of abuse and I'm struggling. See, this is the thing about social media, Jack, especially Twitter, things like that. Probably Twitter more than most. You know how dangerous and how dodgy it is and stuff like that. You know, I don't know if it's Twitter with Henry, but I'm just presuming it is Twitter. Maybe it's YouTube as well. But
yeah, Henry, don't really know the background really, mate. But as I said, just look after yourself, as I say to anyone. Twitter is a cesspit, really. Means either being on YouTube, you do get your absolute sausages. But Christ almighty, we live in a world where if people don't agree with your opinion, we can critique everyone's opinion, but when it goes nasty and all that, like Christ, we talk about football. Like, at the end of the day, like, and I'm not going to jump on and go, oh, someone's like, no. People are entitled to their own opinions as long as it's respectful and it's not deemed like disgusting, really. Then sounds you've got to respect and have a constructive debate. That's one thing that you can't have on Twitter. But you can have on YouTube and all that if you want to debate something. as well, and that's why I like YouTube as a platform, and obviously over the other podcasting platforms, mate. But Henry's, keep your head up, mate. I don't know what this is in regards to, but just look after yourself, mate. I say to everyone, like, you never know what anyone's been through on a day-to-day basis. Like, it's so easy, these keyboard warriors. Everyone's struggling at this moment at Christmas. It's a difficult month for everyone, for our loved ones that are not here or whatnot. But just be a bit chilled, everyone. You never know what the battle people are going through on a day-to-day, and that goes to everyone. So just keep your head up, everyone, and that's a great community me and David built. We're very thankful that you tune in as well, and yeah, look after yourself. Happy days.
Henry has first anniversary on the 30th at 9 o'clock. Henry Ray Baker channel, of course, on YouTube. Check it out, guys. I'm sure Mark will put in Henry's channel there up on the screen, and you can sub, like. You know what to do, guys. You know what to do. But Cop On Podcast, Owen is in the house.
How are we, lad?
Haven't talked to Owen since 1497.
The Battle of Hastings was it?
No, I don't think it was the Battle of Hastings. But Owen has more languages than C3PO. He's unreal. Yeah, but
hope you well, Owen.
Gotta get back on a podcast for a Cop On Podcast. I'm going large now. I've been in the wilderness for the last few months, but I'm gonna get back at it. Had a few things going on in the background. As you can see, I'm in the 1970s time machine here with the curtains behind me. But at the moment, I'm trying to move forward into 2023 and hopefully a great 2024. Owns in the house. It's been too long, my friend. Yeah. It has been. Check out Cop On Podcast on YouTube.
We'll get you on a pod
Spotify,
soon.
Everything.
Yeah.
Jack?
Obviously, make sure you do head over to Owen's podcast. I know he's been very busy. Him and Doug have become fathers, which is great.
Congrats to Doug and Owen, of course.
Owen, yeah.
Daddy's in the house. Daddy's in the house.
Yeah. So happy days.
There's Henry's channel. You want to give a sub, guys? Show some love. Give a sub. In the house.
Yeah, we'll do a podcast soon, Owen, mate. But massive thank you for tuning in, lad.
Well, as I said, this was only meant to be a 20-minute job, and I only literally said it to Jack about 15 minutes before I went live. It's the first live in a long time I've done. I did one with Copy Podcast with Mick about 2 weeks ago, but on my channel, first live in a long, long time. Jack, absolute legend, Anfield Road TV. He's live in a while, so check out Jack on Anfield Road TV. Henry Baker channel's here. Of course, Owen for the Cop On Podcast is in the house. Absolute legends. As always, the Reds are top of the league. We have a game on Thursday. Play the kids, get a result, and then all eyes are on Anfield on Sunday. Hopefully 57,000 Reds screaming on the Reds to victory against 10 Hags, scrambled eggs. And let's just win the game, get the points, loads of content to come. Hit the like, hit the share.
Big up, chat.
Safe. You'll never walk alone.
See you later.
Happy Christmas. Cheers, Jackie.
See you later.